Alright, hello everybody. Kerbal Commander Andy back. And here we go. The last couple of missions, the Kerbals put me on notice and told me that if I didn't shape up, they were going to find someone else to do this. So, I went back to the drawing board, I did some research, I figured out how to actually play this game a little bit better, and I found a very significant thing that I was doing wrong, and that was launching. I thought I had launching all down, but it turns out I didn't. So you're going to see the difference here in this launch. This is a very similar rocket to what I had previously. This is Kerbal 3C. It's very similar to Kerbal 3 and 3A and 3B. The main difference is the top piece there that will actually connect to the space station. I went back and I redesigned this a little bit. I realized that the setup was just wrong for that space station. And here we go. So I'm making my turn. I'm turning a little bit right now. Now in the past I would have stopped there. I would have just said, okay, I've turned, and now I'm done. But what I found out was you gotta keep turning. You don't go as far as you can in one direction and then just turn at the top. You just keep turning, and you'll get much better results. And you'll see the big difference here. Watch my last video and watch this one, and you'll see the difference. So I did take that other space station out of orbit. The Kerbals did not demand that, but I felt embarrassed, so I did that myself. And I'm still turning over a little bit more here, you see. It just wasn't stable enough when those two were connected. Okay, there go my my outer rockets with some extra fuel. Now I still have a full fuel tank in this big fuel tank, and what I realized was with accurate piloting, I really over-fueled this thing. So I might redesign this for the next round. But for now, I like that. I just like that I found a better way to do it. So I'm still turning over, you see, because the issue is if you're moving straight up, you're fighting gravity the whole time. But if you're moving sort of more horizontally, you can pick up a lot more speed. And if you look at my speed here, you'll notice that it's going way faster. Now I'm still in surface speed right now, but it'll switch over to orbital speed here in a second because it's great. And I will link to the video where I figured this out from because I watched someone else's video. It's a guy named Scott Manley. He's a genius. I think, in fact, he might actually be work in rocketry, but he does all these sort of tutorial videos about Kerbal Space Program, and this is where I figured out how to do this properly, and the results are astounding. I was struggling to sort of get into orbit and have any fuel left to make adjustments with his object here. Now look at this. Look at this. I'm almost into orbit right now. And basically, the only reason I stopped was because I didn't want to go past my my Kerbal 2, my original item there. So I'm cutting out some adjustments here, so you guys don't have to watch all of those, and getting into orbit very easily. Look at how much fuel I have left. Watch the last video of how much fuel I had left when I actually got into orbit, and see this one. So I cut out a lot of little adjustments there. You guys saw that in the last video. That's all pretty much the same. It's a little more competent this time, but not a lot. So I'm catching up to the satellite core. Now, a problem I had was my battery power was running out while I was trying to catch up to this thing. Because you'll notice it's been like 6 days that this guy's been in orbit, maybe 5 days. So what I had to do is I had to extend my solar panels while that was happening so that my battery power wouldn't run out. If your battery power runs out on a flight, you are screwed. You are totally, totally screwed. You can't do anything. You can't extend solar panels. You can't turn on your RCS or turn it off. You can't do anything. So be aware of that. Oh, sorry, yawning at you. So here we are. We're catching up to my my satellite core. Ooh, I loved that little graphical thing. That should be on every game. Every game should have that. All right, so I'm slowing down my speed here. I'm gonna skip forward a lot of this because this whole mission took like an hour and a half to do right. So we're catching up. We're catching up. Our orbit is matching it very closely here. So now I'm just going to basically stop right in front of this guy. So you'll notice my orbit. If you look closely, I'm just in front of Kerbinus 3 or Kerbinus 2. I'm Kerbinus 3C, Kerbinus 2 here, and we're just gonna kill all of our target, all of our speed against the target there. So we're going the same speed, and if you watch, you can see that. I'm slowing down a little bit. All right, so now I've cut down a lot more. This took maybe 10, 15 minutes to get to this point. Now I'm 100 meters away. We're gonna cut in a little bit closer here, where I am basically about to make the dock. Now the issue I had here was my satellite core would not stay pointed in one direction. I would point it at a degree marker, and it would just not stay there. It would drift, and I could not get it to sort of point in one direction. So I had to kind of do this quickly, and this is a little sloppy. Otherwise, the mission went really, really well. It was just this one bit that was a little sloppy. But you'll see here. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning at you. This isn't that boring. Don't you yawn. So see, now it's sort of drifting off, and I need to work on that a little bit to figure out how to keep my my station sort of in place. Now I'm gonna tuck in here, but because it drifted, I'm going to zoom around here, and you'll see that it's not connecting because it's just not close enough. So you can see, if you look closely, that docking is just off by a little bit. So after I mess around a little bit with a few different things, I end up messing with my RCS and actually sort of translating downward, and I try to zoom out of the map to see if it will connect that way, but it's still not connected right now. So I sort of translate downward real quick. You'll see me do it here in a second, and it sort of moves the whole thing, and then it will connect. Here we go. There it is. So I connected a new spaceship design, a new space station design to my original space station core, hoping that it would be a little more stable when it was connected. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to notice these outer items, these outer tanks are completely empty. So I'm trying to fill those up with some material so that they will this will all be a little more stable. It'll all be a little more balanced. We'll see how that works out. But I should say, you know, things are going well on Kerbin. I didn't leave. We had this mission today. Everyone's really happy with how it turned out. You'll see it isn't done yet. So, but yeah, at this point, the Kerbins were kind of looking at me like, with sort of cautious optimism, like, okay, maybe you did a good thing. Maybe this worked out. But Jeb was eyeing me, and I was not feeling comfortable. You'll notice how much this is tumbling. I still have the chase camera on, so that is definitely an issue. The nice thing about the chase camera is that it will sort of show you all of the issues if that is an issue. So I'm refilling fuel tanks here to kind of spread out the ballast, and now I'm trying out my RCS. And if you look at my nav ball, you'll notice that it's not really affecting the RCS here is not really affecting the space. And look at how much, you can just tell by looking at the Earth how tumbly this is. And you can just watch the nav ball here and sort of see, in relation to something else, this thing is just a beast. You cannot get it to do what you want it to do. So I'm trying everything I can think of to try to balance this thing out. And as I'm doing this, Kerbal High Command is really eyeing me. There's some foot tapping. Actually, they have this gesture that they do where they nod yes, but it actually means they're impatient. It's really confusing, you guys. So, you know, you'll look at them and they'll have this big frown on their face and they'll be nodding yes, and you'll be like, what's the message here? What's the signal? So I'm looking at my options here, and I'm still trying to get this into shape. I'm trying to rebalance it. I start to think about what can I do. And I actually sped up time a little bit just to kind of see how it would see if it would sort of stabilize out once things were, if it sort of lost its natural motion. And what happens is, watch the original satellite core on Kerbinus 1, or Kerbinus 2. I stop, and then it just disconnects. That's a bug of some kind. I don't think it wasn't designed to do that. So I've lost my original satellite core. If I ever disconnect this other piece here, that satellite core is just completely useless. And then I realize maybe it was always completely useless. Maybe I'm just throwing good money after bad here. And the way Kerbal High Command is looking at me, I know that I need a big win today. If I don't do something great, they are going to have Jeb take my place, and I will be taking orders from Jeb. And it'll be nothing but and it's just going to be a mess. So what I decided to do, I thought I'll turn these tanks off, maybe, because I don't want them to be coming out, you know, emptying separately. I want them to be emptying at my command. And I thought, you know what? Let's go to the Mun. Where's the Mun? That's Tylo. Not interested in Tylo. We are going to the Mun. The time is now. So what I decided to do is, rather than have a crappy space station around the Earth, I'm sorry, not the Earth. We have plenty of crappy space stations around the Earth, around Kerbin. Why don't we put an orbital space dock around the Mun? And because I had such good efficiency from launch, I have so much fuel left. So I basically say, you know what, this original space station was just no good. I'm going to yank every usable resource out of there. I'm going to take all the fuel, all the monopropellant, all the everything, and we are going to take this bitch to the moon. The Mun. They get really mad on Kerbin when you call it the moon, let me tell you. It's like, it's a really big source of pride. So bring all that in. We got a couple extra fuel tanks up top. We're going to use those. And we'll pull Kerbinus 2 out of orbit at some point in the future. I'm playing with my my orbit here. These maneuver nodes are so amazing, you guys. It is the best thing that's ever happened to this game. If you don't know how to use the maneuver nodes, take some time and learn about it, because, oh my god, it is amazing. Before, I would have had to sort of guess and hope that I would get to the Mun the way I wanted to. But now I can, like, see. If I fire in this direction for this amount of time, then I will hit the Mun. Now, the thing that I was really worried about here was my monopropellant. I'm very, very cautious with it because I don't have a lot, because I spent so much time trying to test it out. And because this ship is sort of ungainly, every time I turn on the SAS, the whole thing just all the RCS ports turn on and try to stabilize the ship, and it doesn't work well at all. So now I'm pulling all of the RCS that I can find on the original space station onto the new station here. At least the new station core. It's not really a station with just one module, but it's got a crew module. It's got a couple fuel tanks, got a battery, got everything else that I need, and it's automated. It's got the satellite core there, so I can control it remotely. So this is good. And I think what the plan from here is going to be, I'm going to get one of these also up on Minmus, and I'm also going to try to get one up on Duna. I might have to redesign this a little bit to get it up to Duna, but I think I can do it. So I disconnect here. Try my RCS. It's still a little wobbly. Now, that original station there is totally dead in the water. It does not have any way to keep it afloat. There's no controlling it from here, unless I connect like another module to it that has that on it. But I don't really care. I gave it a shot. It didn't work out. I don't think I want my legacy to be that guy. Now, I'm hoping that I'm far enough away to do this, but my node is coming up soon, so I really need to kind of get this going. So I'm like, later, bitches. And do I hit it? Do I hit it? Do I hit it? Conk. Yes, I hit it. But I didn't break anything. So let's turn that up, and let's go for it. Engines full. We are going to the Mun. We are going to the Mun. That's the song they started singing in Kerbal High Command when that happened. And they were like, I didn't know they could sing in English, more or less, but they were like, we are going to the Mun. It will be very fun. It was a great song. And, yeah, so I had to turn off my lights there. I forgot that because I do have my, okay, so we're just about done. I do have my solar panels on this ship, but I don't have them extended right now, which I forgot until a point coming up very soon. So we're getting close. We basically have our Mun encounter. The Mun is over there somewhere, so we can speed up time. We are going to the Mun. It will be very fun. They did it in kind of a round, so it was cool. It was cool. It was nice to see that they have that kind of thing. All right, so we're getting closer. We're getting closer, and boom, captured by the Mun's gravity. And the periapsis there was something crazy, like 20,000. So I put in a maneuver to I don't want to circularize at 20,000. That's a little nuts. But I think I circularized about 150, 175, something like that. So then I noticed something very, very bad. Crisis alert! Reference. I noticed my battery power is almost out, and what I don't notice is that my speed, I am going like 10 times speed right now. So I'm really freaked out. I'm like, why can't I do anything? I can't turn anything on or off. Am I already dead? Looks like I still have power. So I slow down and I extend the panels. That was a heart stopper there. I was like, I've already spent an hour and a half doing this. The Kerbal High Command is going to be pissed if they're like, why didn't you extend the panels? Why didn't you just extend the panels? You could have done that when we were around Kerbin. And Jeb definitely would have gotten my job then. But, yeah, I like that shot right there. The sun and the Mun. Boom. Beauty shot. So I'm not really getting the charge I want. So I'm really interested in the solar panels. I like the way they've done these because they do need to be in sunlight. And if they're not, then it will tell you, hey, it's being blocked by this thing. So maybe you can try turning the thing or what, or something. But I'm looking at each one of these, and this one's blocked by the RCS tank. This one's blocked by the crew cabin. But on the other side, and it sort of looks like that one has sunlight, but I guess not. That one has sunlight, that one has sunlight. So my energy is going up, that's good. Got a nice hero shot of Kerbin. I waved at that point, by the way. If you look real closely, you can see me wave. But the Kerbins were really, really excited that I decided to go to Kerbin. I mean, they broke out into song. It was great. So, we are going to the Mun. Anyways, so we're waiting for our maneuver to come up. And I still have plenty of fuel here. I still have basically half of my available maximum fuel. So what I'm imagining this station will be is sort of like a last-ditch sort of thing if I do get Kerbins on the Mun and they're out of fuel and they just need to top off, they can at least hopefully get into orbit and connect to this station and top off and be ready to go on their way. Probably will also maybe put a Kerbin up here permanently or semi-permanently. But yeah, I'm going to put one of these also on Minmus, and I'm going to see how to get one up to Duna. I feel like that will keep the Kerbins, the Kerbal High Command, off my back for a little bit, and I can do some more experimental stuff. But we need to get some stuff done, guys. I'm Kerbal Commander Andy, damn it. I need to do well at this. I need to show that I'm worth watching. But yeah, so yeah, it's nice to look back on this after it's done. Not so stressful. But there's the Earth. There's the Earth. Not the Earth. Kerbin. If it was the Earth, then this would be a very different game. And the Kerbins would not be throwing me out. So I'm not going back to Earth here, I'm just readjusting the orbit a little bit. Circularizing. And there it is. I'm also going to go through the process of reorienting it in a 90-degree angle, because I'm a little off. That happens when you get captured by Kerbin. But, yeah. So, nope, that's the wrong way. And I don't have I thought about setting something as a target there. I was trying to set Kerbin as a target there. But there it is, guys. We're about to go. I missed my node by a little bit because I was speeding. I was time warping, but I got pretty close. I got it roundish. That's okay. All right, guys. So that is it. We are in orbit around the Mun, and we're just waiting for Kerbals to come up to see us. So next mission, we're going to go to Minmus, do the same thing. We're also going to try to go to Duna, and then we're going to start populating these with Kerbals and probably start doing some landings. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Kerbal Commander Andy, and we'll see you the next time we go to space.